It's Three the Hard Way. With DJ V Dollar, Miss Dime, and Model Citizen J. It's RTJ the Podcast.
Yo, what it is, people? It is middle of the week. I'm bugging already. Bugging already, but y'all know how we do. Where we at? Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
So they call this hump day.
Oh, no. We a whole day early. It's Tuesday. Look, we ready to go.
Tuesday.
Yeah, look, we ready to jump the gun. Look, we early.
Yeah, see that? Look how we say it be your own people. Miles Citizen J talking about, yeah, it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
Listen, I'm hyped for Thursday. That's all.
We gotta make up something for Tuesday now. Now we gotta own that now. We got
terrific Tuesday, man. Terrific Tuesday, yo.
Yo, but y'all already know, man. We live on a Tuesday with a special edition of RTJ Radio. Shout out Miss Green in the building.
Shout out to Miss Green. It be your own people.
Yo, it is. It's Tuesday. I gotta take my vitamins. We up early. Early enough, I should say, because it is 11 o'clock. But nonetheless, it's a special edition today. We do have a special guest in the building that we're gonna chop it up with in just a minute. And y'all know how we action packed throughout the entire week. So whenever we got time, to sit down and talk to somebody, we're gonna make it happen. So, so far you about to get us twice this week. So shout out to everybody that's gonna be tapped in, that's rocking out with the crew. But y'all already know it's your boy DJ B Dollar in the building.
It's the one and only Model Citizen J from around the way.
And if you notice, we don't have the third of the Three the Hard Way, Miss Dime, right now. Because like you said, sometimes special edition calls for special action, so we was able to get up here and put this together. She was not able to make it because she's out there doing her 1-2 out there in these streets. I know she working, go to school. She got a lot of things on tape.
Listen, she out there being great. You know how a young queen get busy.
Right. So, she'll be back on tap on Thursday. You know how we do. We'll be back to regular scheduled program. But yeah, we're not even gonna hold y'all too long. We're not going jibber jabber, y'all know, because y'all hear us enough each and every week. So like we said, we got a special guest in the building. Model Citizen J, if you please do the honors of introducing who we are about to chop it up with.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, man, I had the fortunate pleasure of meeting this young man. Like, this is why I love when the internet does something good. All right. So this young gentleman right here is internationally known as O, right? So he works across seas. He's been over here. He dibbles and dabbles. He's a booking agent for a lot of independent artists and a lot of indie artists, right? So I'm pretty sure he probably worked with your favorite artist. Okay. Now I can go on and on about this man's accolades, but I just think it's just due that we bring this man on camera and let him talk about what he does.
What up?
What's going on? So we got all in the building. So right off the bat, right? Let me ask this question to you. Everybody's got their legal names, they got their stage names, they got their persona names. Is there a specific name that you like to go by? When you're doing your one.
My name is Oren. They call me Oren. They call me O.
Okay.
Listen. You being real modest, real humble right now. We're going to call you the booking agent extraordinaire. Oh, all right? We're going to have to add a little sauce on that, man, because you've been in the game for a while, man. Yeah. Please, introduce yourself and let the world know what you do and how long you've been doing it.
Okay, so I'm a booking agent for different podcasts, such as this one. And I put different guests on the shows, indie artists, celebrities. And so I started as an engineer 10 years ago in 2012 at the Matrix Studios. I used to engineer the shows. So I built a good relationship with a lot of hosts and a lot of the guests. And, you be around in the industry and, why not just have this person on this show or this and that? You know what I mean? I started doing that. And I started just off the love, started just reaching out to celebrities and indie artists that I'm cool with, that have come through the studio.
Nice.
And yeah, so I started booking after some years. Around 5 years ago, I started with the booking.
Now, who are some of the first artists you started working with?
As far as booking?
Yes.
The local artists like Hattie Racks, His father had a show at the Matrix Studios. He's come through, and he was an up and coming artist as well at that time. So he's been on a couple of shows. So that's how I met him. And I'm like, yo, let's have him on this show and that show. Even when I came to Israel, I was still, having him on shows. Like, he's actually on Jim Jones's album that came out in January.
Nice.
So yeah, he's doing well for himself,
Right. So
D Chambers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, D Chambers. Y'all know who that is?
Yeah.
He's a dope rapper from Coney Island. And
Yeah.
He's been on a lot of shows. So yeah, definitely. Like he's been on a lot of shows in the Matrix Studios. So I definitely put him on more shows. I still work with him now. I've put a lot of love on his show, and I've had him on a lot of love show. So that's another show that I work with now. So
Nice.
I want to say like a lot of the people that I work with now are basically they've had shows at the Matrix Studios that I've engineered. That is the Bronx Boys, Jay Gutta. I did the Disrespectfully Drunk podcast.
Shout out to
Jay
Straight from the Gutter. They Gutter.
Yeah,
Shout out
Jay
Gutta.
Gutta, what up? Yeah. Who else? Off the top of my head, Kevin Pryor, 950 Lounge. I still work with them. I used to do that every Saturday. I used to engineer every Saturday morning. Yeah, so it's dope to have good relationships and meet new people, and you know what I mean. And you still work with. It's cool, when you have a good relationship with people for several years, and it's just good to. It's just it's good workflow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Definitely good to network with people.
Yeah.
So right now we know it's over here. It's 11 o'clock in the morning over here on the state side where we at. Now I know you mentioned you over there in Israel, correct?
Yeah.
What time over there it is across the water?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. All right. So
Yeah.
you well into your day, man. So how was your day today, my brother, my good
My
brother?
day was good. I was at work and I came back, chilling, just getting ready, doing some work, reaching out to some people.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of transition yourself into the role that you do as far as booking agents, getting people put on to different podcasts and things like that? Like, it's a rarity you ever heard somebody have it specifically set up. I'm a booking agent to get them on podcasts. Is that something in particular you wanted to focus on there, or do you book pretty much any type of event?
Well, basically, how I started was like I told you I was engineering. As I said, I was engineering the shows at the Matrix Studios, right? And I just built a good relationship with them. So I just kept. I just started, reaching out to artists and like doing this because sometimes the shows would be on without a guest.
Right.
And I'm like, which is not bad. I'm just saying, like, why not fill this stuff up? So, there was a point where I've had shows like booked for. Had that shit full, and you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I never really started focusing on that. So basically, I had to come here spontaneously because of family issues, and about 4 years ago, a little more than 4 years ago, and I kept doing this. I kept reaching out to people, because you could do this remotely. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically I kept doing that, and I just kept, kept doing it. I'm still doing it. So 4 years later.
Nah, that's a blessing right there to be able to move,
Technology
transition, and still be able to stay in rhythm and stay in beat of what what you're doing, what your goal is. So let me ask you a question. For you, like you said, now you're starting off just putting people on podcasts and stuff like that, networking. What are the common things that you feel that you may come in a hindrance with, or maybe a factor that you struggle with?
A factor that's about myself or about working with people?
Working with other people, working with your clients and new guests and stuff.
There are certain clients that are, I want to say, they're not really responsible or reliable. Like, there's always point. There's only a limit of how you can chase someone, or like, you know what I mean. You have to keep some people. You have to be on point with them, or else they won't be on point. Or they
Right.
won't, you know what I mean. But then again, sometimes I need to be reminded. You know what I mean.
So would you
But
say?
people be okay. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say is one of the things that as far as working you in a different time zone. Is that one thing that
Yeah. Oh,
you struggle with?
definitely, yes. Because um, if the show is 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock p.m. in the States, so it's 4 a.m. out here. So and I have to wake up at 5 a.m. So I gotta wake up an hour early or set my alarm at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, it does. And when you oversleep, like when you don't do that, sometimes there have been times that you would think that the two people would have made the connection, but sometimes things happen, so you need to be up. And sometimes they'll say
That was gonna be my follow up question to that. With you being across the water and the time zone being different,
yeah.
how difficult is that to manage or facilitate getting somebody set up on stateside? Hey, this is the time you're scheduled
Yeah.
to be at this interview or
Yeah.
show, whatever the case is. But like you said, on your end, it's later on in the day where you're prepping for the next day while we're still well into this day. How difficult is that for you at times to still be on top of things knowing the time difference is so big?
Okay, so we're 7 hours ahead, right? So when it's morning for me, I can't reach out to people. I'm not gonna reach out to y'all, and like when it's 9 a.m. for me, that's gonna be like maybe 2 a.m. for y'all. I'm not gonna reach out to y'all and talk about who you want on next week's show or something. And I have to wait till the afternoon. I have to wait till like a lot of times I have my phases where I would like take a nap after work and like stay up a little late. So like it's better to catch people.
Right.
6 p.m. over there. That's 1 a.m. over here.
Mm.
So 1 a.m. everybody's available. 2
Got
a.m.
you.
That's my time. And
Right.
especially when they're in Cali. I have a lot of people in Cali. So even when it's 2 p.m. out here, let me see. 2 p.m. in Cali, how long would that be?
Because I remember how that.
You a better
I think
man than
4.
me.
That would be like 4 a.m. No,
All
I
right.
couldn't even try to do that math.
All right.
Yeah, that would be like 4 a.m. So you gotta wait. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you never know. So
So let me ask, what
it's
is
basically okay. Go ahead.
what's the favorite thing about what you do? What do you love about your job so much?
What I love is I like working with people that I love that like a lot of people that I work with. I'm very close with for a lot of years. I like if I could make somebody's show better or help, like I don't want to mean that in a constant way, but I'm just like, or help be a part of making the show better. Why not? You know what I mean? And I like as a fan sometimes with with some of the celebrities, I really like to see that like to reach out. Like this is part of how I started. I really would like to reach out to these celebrities that I would want, or I think that some of the people I work with would want on the show or in the studio. Because before the pandemic, everything was in studio.
Right.
And that's another thing that I wanted to touch on about what I do. Because before the pandemic, you had to, if somebody's from LA, if there's a celebrity from LA, right? And they're coming to New York, and when they come to New York, they're like coming for 2 days. And the 2 days they're swamped with events. So they might not have time to come to the studio each time they come to New York. But now, after the pandemic, well, not now, but when the pandemic hit, it was really easy because everybody wanted to do virtual interviews.
Right.
So that became a lot easier, actually, this whole Zoom thing. Because actually, most of the shows that I work with now are virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just a few are in person. You know what I mean?
Right. And does that kind of make your job a lot easier with it being?
It does, of course.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I would really like I do plan on coming back to New York soon. I really miss, it's a different feel when the guests come to the studio and everything,
Yeah,
Right.
definitely a different
hang out
vibe.
after. You know what I mean? That's one thing I liked about engineering at the studio too.
So let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. What is one thing that you've learned from being a booking agent that you feel that other people should know?
One thing that I've learned. Let me think. As far as what, Lo? As far as the business,
Yeah, as far
or
as the business aspects, just one piece of information that you've learned that you think that'll be beneficial for, let's say, somebody just starting off. If somebody wanted to learn how to be a booking agent, what was one piece of advice that you wish you had starting out?
okay, that I wish I had. Well, there's some things I did have. There's something that I did have that I did listen to. If that's just something that came to mind. Like, be careful how you treat people because one day, you might need them or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't burn your
So,
bridges.
yeah. Um, okay, so basically, more than that, if you act, like, basically be humble, be good to people, and they'll be good to you. Most of the time, sometimes, I don't know, but like, if you're the one starting the stuff, and then later on, that's gonna come get you somehow.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
Right.
karma.
because
It's
there are
that
people that
karma.
can, yeah, there's people that think that they can, act how they want or whatever. But like, yeah, I would
All
say
right.
because that's not gonna get you anywhere. As the booking agent,
Mm.
if I was because the people out whatever, like
Right.
the people are not gonna work with me.
Right.
But you know, but see, when you're good to people, when you're cool with people, um, years later, oh, that's Oren, right? That's the guy that's cool, and we work together. They never had a bad experience with me. That's, I guess, what people will tell you. So I'm just saying, like, they'll do you a favor that you need. They'll support you. You know what I mean? They'll
Nice.
come through for you.
Well, before we
And,
move on to our next segment called That's So Random, I got one more question for you.
yeah.
What is something people seem to misunderstand about you?
Um, let me see. Something that people tend to misunderstand about me as a booking agent. Um,
It could be as a booking agent, it could be as a
Mm.
person, just in general. What is something that somebody might misunderstand about
Sometimes people will take my kindness for weakness, and I don't like that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Listen, so you heard him, man. Don't listen. Just because he's a cool dude, don't mean he won't slap the ish
Yup.
out of you, y'all.
I ain't say nothing, but
he said, I ain't say that, but
I pre-
But
listen. Let me
I ain't
say.
say it, but I co-sign it.
yo, real quick. Oh, there's a lot of, career moves, jobs, things that people are involved of, and they always can think back to one individual that that kind of inspired them to be in that particular lane, or someone that they saw do something really well, and it sparked like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Um, was there anybody for you like that? That you studied under, or that you watched and you was like, you know what, that's my
Of
lane when
course.
I'm ready to go.
As a booking, and not necessarily as a booking agent, but in this industry, in this radio podcast industry, definitely DWI.
Hmm.
Y'all know DWI, right?
I
Yeah.
do.
So yeah, that's like I've been knowing him. This October is gonna be 10 years since I walked into the studio,
Dope.
and
Nice.
I was engineering there for several years, like every day, even working engineering, even in between jobs. There was a point where I was in between jobs where okay, so in this business, sometimes you gotta sacrifice the your paying job. Like, yeah, sometimes you can get up out of work a little early, have a day off for something. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you need to be in this industry. There's time you need to put in. You need to be places. You know what I mean? Wait. Oh. Okay, so sorry. Let me.
You gotta collect the thoughts sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of like go. I segued into what did I segue into? Like,
So you're touching on like any mentors you might have had that kind of spearheaded you into
oh
this
yeah,
lane.
okay. So yeah, DWI. So okay, got you. Okay, now I remember what I was talking about. So I'm gonna. Okay, so yeah, so when I was working a lot, sometimes in the beginning, sometimes I wouldn't have that much time to go to the studio, but when I was in between jobs, I wasn't working for a while, but I did go like 5 times a week to engineer the shows, and that gave me all these relationships and all this experience. Especially, most of this experience is with people, with the people. You know what I mean? Like, um, a lot of the people that I'm booking for, like that I'm working with now, like for example, Jay Gutta that introduced us, like I've been knowing him, working with him for years, for several years, maybe 5 years. You know what I mean? So Backtalk Radio on several shows, several shows that I worked with him. So yeah, so basically, to get back to what we're saying, um, yeah, so for years I just been seeing him. We just been grinding and all that. Even through the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, everybody stopped their show because everybody was doing in studio. So everybody stopped their show, and me and DWI were doing his show. We had that shit lit. Like I'll do. I've been posting on Throwback Thursday. I've been posting like the guests you can see. I want to post some more. We had a lot of indie artists.
Okay.
DJ Superstar J, Vina Love, um, who else? Mr. Cheeks. Mr. Cheeks don't come out for anything, but that was a long time ago. Yo, listen, Yo.
Legendary.
Talk about it.
Legendary.
That was one of my favorites that I got on his show. At period, that was one of my favorites. Period. Like, and that, if you want to know that story, that's a good story too. Like, when I came, that was at this point when I came here, right?
Right.
I was like, yo, I came here spontaneously, and I was used to being out and about in New York and all that, And Yo was live, right? And this is a couple of days after I came here, and I'm like, Yo-Yo's live, and she's on the Upper West Side, and I'm like, what? That's crazy, and I'm here, you know what I mean? And she had a show. She was on tour with Eric B. and Rakim. And I'm like,
the legends.
I'm missing Yo-Yo and Eric B. and Rakim. That's crazy.
That
I used to
is.
be going to all the concerts and shit. And anyway, so I was on her live. I was on her live a couple of times, and I got to communicating with her. And basically, yeah, it did take 2 years because I was trying to get her in the studio. And it didn't work out when the pandemic hit. She was like, yeah, let's do it virtually.
Nice.
So yeah. And it was, so I also did indie artist Certified Storm, which is one of the Mix Studio family. He's also a photographer. He's multi-talented. He does a lot of art too. I had him on the show. He has music. He Whispers. He does a lot of work with The Locks. Chris Rivers. He's really dope. You check him out. That family, 10 years, Mix Studios. They used to be recording. Just
listen.
So we had the pandemic. Yeah, sorry, I've been talking.
Nah, it's cool. Nah, we love it.
Okay,
because now you said something that made me want to ask you this question because you got real hype when you said Yo. You got real hype when you said Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
I want to know, when did you fall in love with hip hop? Who is your favorite artist?
Okay. So, all right. So I fell in love with hip hop, I guess maybe when I was like maybe 9 or 10, or maybe before that, because like 9 or 10 is really like when I started buying tapes and all that. But before that, when you're around it, like you hear the music. Let me see. Yeah. Maybe
What was that first song or that
the
first
first
album
one.
first album
Maybe
that you bought?
Naughty by Nature. The first album was actually not hip hop. K7. That wasn't even really hip hop, but it was that was the joint in fifth grade.
Okay.
TLC was definitely one of my favorites. I love my 90s groups.
Right.
Okay.
Naughty by Nature.
Said funny enough with TLC, I swore I was dating all of them at the same time when I was younger.
The Fugees definitely. So that was definitely. I guess maybe OPP, UNITY.
Okay.
Those songs still hit. Like I still want to hear that again.
Classic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Timeless music.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Where music is in today, and there's always that debate of, and even looking at some of the artists you're listing now, they're like, all right, you know what? Some of you old heads, y'all need to just give it up. This is the new era. This is the new style. Y'all just need to get with it and leave us alone. Being that you're in this type of career that you have, and you're seeing both sides of the spectrum, like, what's your viewpoint on the music that we grew up in love, opposed to the music that's out now? And like, are you able to accept both? Do you have a problem with one side, or how do you view that conversation?
There's no competition. Like, there's no comparison between this and that. I try to listen to the new music. I do have a playlist of 2022 music that just add a couple of stuff, some albums that I like. Lotto. That's a new artist.
Yeah, Vado's dope.
It takes a lot to impress me, because I'm sure you feel the same because of the music that we listen to. I love that remix that she did with Big Energy with Mariah Carey and DJ Khaled. That's a really dope joint. And she could really spit. Like, she's not just sexy and all that. She got something.
Right.
Let me see
got
who
something
else.
to say.
Yeah, who else am I feeling this? I like the new Nicki Minaj and Fabio Foreign.
Yeah, that one is tough.
That
track is tough.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, as far as indies, it's hard to. I like Vina Love, and every time I tell people that I work with Vina Love, they said, "Yo, I love Vina Love."
Yo, she's fire, definitely fire.
So this is a story. This is one of the people that I started in the beginning. So right after I left or before I left, right? It was around the time, a little over 4 years ago, where I'm talking about left New York to Israel, right? So I was talking to one of the hosts at the Matrix Studios, Frenchie. She hosted Real Work Radio. Frenchie, what up? So we were talking about guests to be on our show, and she's like, "Yo, so Kid Capri's daughter, she sings. Her name is Vina Love." And I'm like, "Okay." So I reached out. I didn't know who she was. I reached out to her. This was like 4 years ago. So, and manager's cool. Like, we still, she's gonna be on this show, by the way. And she's been really good. So I put her on several shows at the Matrix Studios. And they loved her, and she's a great guest. I haven't actually met her in person. This is another thing. I've been here for 4 years. There's a lot of people that I work with a lot that I haven't never met in person.
Right.
But I did interview her once because I hosted the Round Knockout for a while. That was one of the radio shows that I worked with, but I was a host on there, so I had her as a guest. So that's the time I met her. But so basically she's been doing very well for herself, growing up hip hop. And it's just like, because she didn't want to use her father in the beginning. She wanted to be by herself, so she had me. And I'm not saying I did everything, but I was a part of, doing that. I'm just saying that proudly, but I just had her on shows at the Matrix Studios. I had the Round Knockout Radio, Next Up Radio, Live on Broadway, The Vantage Point. We actually had a whole press day on the Matrix Studios. I've had her on basically all the shows. Um,
Nice working.
yeah.
But I could definitely respect, obviously with how big her father is in the industry,
Yeah.
and wanting to have your own name and have your own personality with that, not have everything
Yeah.
connected to, hey, just because my dad is Kid Capri, I'm doing this, and this. She's out there putting the work in to show like I am my own person and I can hold my own. So
I'm paving
that's why
my
I think
own
she's
way.
Yeah.
definitely dope.
Definitely.
I'm using my talent, not my name, to get me where I need to get to. That's definitely
Yeah, but
commendable and
listen, okay,
respectable.
I'm gonna tell you something, because people that are related to a celebrity don't necessarily have the discipline that she has or the work ethic or anything like
Right.
that.
Yep.
So that's very important. She's great to work with. Her mother, who is her manager, is great to work with.
Right.
And yeah, it's just a great relationship, and they never forgot me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, like you
And you
said,
know what I mean?
when you treat people with respect, respect goes
Exactly.
goes a long way.
Yeah.
You give it and you
That's
get
what
it.
I'm saying.
So all right. So I think we asked we got to know O pretty well. What you do,
Yeah.
what motivates you, what keeps
Because
you moving.
I never met y'all in person either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not yet, but one day, I'm gonna
Yeah.
travel across the water and stuff like that. You're
Oh
gonna
yeah, we
take, you know what I'm
got
saying? We're gonna
definitely
come
make that
visit you.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing to hop on the plane.
Live on location.
Exactly. But I don't know, B Dollar. Oh, if you guys are ready, I think it's a good time to kick off That's So Random.
Yes, sir.
All
So
right.
it's kind of going to allow us to get a little bit into your mind and personality, even though we heard the stories, but we're going to throw some random questions at you based off the answer. We try to see if we can get an idea of what kind of guy O is, in his personal life there. So Miles says, Jay, you want to kick off like the first 4 or 5 and get us going?
Yeah, I'm all the way with it. So first one right off the back. Do you like your steak rare, medium well, or well done?
Medium well.
Medium well. Okay, cool. He's not over there scraping the plate, y'all. He's not well done. Skin. He's not doing that. I can respect that. All right. Second question. Kobe, MJ, or LeBron?
Oh wow. I would say MJ.
Okay, y'all. Listen, he's going with the vet. I know where you was going because you picked the 90s music. You was picking classic. You went yo, Eric B. and Rakim, TLC. I already knew where you was heading.
Yeah.
Next one. If you had to choose, radio or podcast?
I mean, see, it's kind of very similar. I mean, I guess it's like a different name-ish, but it's very similar. It's just like the way it's broadcasted. Like, as far as booking for, you're talking about live or not versus not live?
I guess you could put it in that perspective, yeah.
Okay. So when it's not live, it's easier to coordinate sometimes. Whereas when it's live, you could have there's a certain date that you have to have a guest on, which might not work sometimes.
Right.
So you might not have a guest. But how am I gonna put this? Wait.
He's thinking. We got him thinking, y'all.
Yeah.
He don't know which one to pick.
I mean, to me, it seems you look more podcast type because you like to, have everything structured a certain way and make sure everything can.
Okay. What I was getting at is, so if it's set a certain day of the week, then you don't have to ask the host what day. Sorry, I had to get my thought. So you don't have to ask what day are you available, because which days is available.
Right.
And that way it's easier to work.
Okay.
So based upon your definition, which one are you choosing? Which one do you think is easiest for you to navigate? Radio or podcast?
I guess podcast.
Okay, I knew it. I knew it.
I feel like they're kind of the same-ish for me. But as far as the shows that I work with, But do you feel like people tune into podcasts more?
I think now yes, because with podcasts it
Because
also
of
allows them
technology.
to go back as well, opposed to
Yeah.
when we're listening to live radio, it's like you heard it when it happened and then you're not hearing it again.
Yep.
Yeah. Like back in the day, like if it was radio, live radio, if you didn't see it now, you missed it. But now you
Right.
can go on YouTube and whenever you want. You know what I mean? Like now I'm catching up on my drink champs.
Right.
You know?
Word.
So you don't have right. That was whack back in the day. Like
It
when
was.
something was on
It
TV
was.
on the radio, and like
Once you missed it, it was gone. You
Yeah,
you
did
couldn't
you hear
replay it.
But now
did you
it's
hear
on
what
YouTube.
Flex did on the radio? Nah, I missed it.
And it was gone forever. So now this is a major one, man. People got to know. You might lose a couple of friends after you answer this question, yo. But you might gain a couple of more. We don't know. Are you team Apple or team Android?
Apple.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. He's good with respect to Journey.
Look, I was about to say, because right now he got the wired Apple AirPods in his ear, so that better not be connected to Android.
All right.
All right. So we'll go with the second half here. So, would you rather work as a single entity, or would you rather work within a team?
It depends. Okay, see, when I was just at when I was just at the Matrix Studios, that was a team, right? But see, like there's different entities in a team. It's a lot sometimes with a team. Depends on the people. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But like sometimes, you could be in a team. You can be in several teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just like I'm rocking with y'all, but I'm still working with Jay. I'm still working with a lot of, you know what I mean? Every show has basically a team.
Right.
Where I'm doing my own, I got my own brand, so all these shows are a separate entity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's under me, but like not really officially. Maybe we could do that, but like I'm just saying, like, it is a team. Like, yeah. So sorry, I'm gonna get back to the question. Yeah. So, yeah. At least I don't wear it. So yeah. So it is better to work with a team. Definitely.
Okay.
But you definitely have to be on top of the shit yourself. And this
Right.
is with any business. If you're not on top of your own shit, that's your own fault or whatever happens. Like, because I don't even have to elaborate, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It is what it is. You have to be on top of your own shit. And you have to be on a team with people that will be on top of their own shit. You know
Gotta have
I mean?
accountability.
Right.
And, you know, so accountability. And sometimes if you're on a team with people and they do crazy shit, like, that's on you too sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. All right. So we'll guess we'll for that one, it's more so depending on the situation where you determine what's a better fit for you in that situation.
Yeah, but like, as far as me though, but I work with a lot of people, so yeah, you know, it's always team, you know what I mean?
Right. All right. So as far as communication wise, are you a person that likes to call and be on the phone, or would you rather a text?
Yes, I'm a caller. I'm a FaceTimer. A lot of people, like, it feels like an invasion of privacy, I guess, sometimes. To a lot of people, but like with this texting, man, especially with this time difference, like. But I do like if people would text me, like, because if it's late at night, I'd rather get a text. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, don't be calling me no midnight. Don't call me at midnight. Text me at midnight, y'all. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Vacation setting. Would you rather at a beach or in the mountains?
Beach.
Okay. If you was in a fantasy fight scene, would you rather be fighting against ninjas or pirates?
I don't know. I guess ninjas.
Yo, you a brave man. Pirates had like peg legs and hooks for
I was about to
hands
say,
and stuff. I'm gonna fight a pirate.
I probably would have went pirates because they get drunk, so it
I'll
would
fight
give
the
me an
pirates.
advantage.
I'll fight pirates and ninjas.
Your choice to live, LA or New York?
New York.
Home team.
Wait, in New York, what borough would you live in?
Queens.
Oh,
Queens,
you already know.
all day.
You already
That's
know.
what's up?
You already know. What one superpower would you wish you possessed?
Wow. Maybe telepathy.
I can get with that.
A lot of them. Invisible. Let me see. Now you got me in my Marvel bag now.
Now telepathy. Now let me get it right. Telepathy is where you're able to send yourself somewhere else. Is that telepathy?
Yeah. No. Is it?
That's Professor X. That was Professor X style, right?
No. So telepathy is like communicate with your mind.
Yeah,
or
Professor X.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, maybe not telepathy. What I meant was reading minds.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a word for that. I forget. Who knows?
Now we do.
Yeah, I'll be.
Because I would envision, again with your type of, career path that you're on, your thing would be if I could be able to just zap myself anywhere I need to be on that particular day. So. I gotta be in Israel today. I gotta be in New York in 5 minutes.
Teleportation.
Oh, yeah,
teleportation. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm there. I'm good.
I'm backstage.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Yo, one bonus one. If you were you or are you a fan of wrestling? And who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Okay, I don't.
Or even right now.
There was a time, maybe when I was like maybe 4-ish, that we would watch it sometimes at home. But like, I wouldn't. I'm not really. I wouldn't say I'm a fan like that. Yeah, he's taking it back. I wouldn't say I had a favorite wrestler.
Okay, so just a casual entertainment for you.
Well, I'm gonna put it out there. Shawn Michaels is my all-time favorite wrestler.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let that be known. I was like the Heartbreak Kid. I used to throw around, do little dance moves and stuff. I tried the sweet chin music a few times on some people, and it didn't end too well.
I had to go with a 1A and 1B. It would have been Stone Cold because I like tearing shit up, and it would have to be The Rock because I'm a smart ass just like him.
So, let me ask you a question. What is one piece of advice you would love to share with our listeners? If you could tell the world anything, what would you love to tell them?
Anything? As far as booking? As far as being in the business?
Anything. Personal advice, life advice, booking advice, business advice, whatever it is that you would like to share.
Wow. I mean, maybe it's some of the stuff that I shared before. Let me think.
Okay.
Some advice about. Okay, so as advice coming up in this business, go socialize, go be outside and stuff. You know what I mean? But carry yourself well when you do it. Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you can get caught up in some stuff, but socializing like that it gets you places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Networking.
It do.
Get outside, network, make sure you talk to people, treat people with respect and honor and nobility. And that energy will come right back to you.
Listen, people in this business hold grudges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if people want to get in contact with you, people wanted to book you, people wanted to add you as their booking agent, if they're looking out, there's other podcasts that are looking for guests and stuff like that. How can other people reach you? How can people get in contact with
Okay.
you?
So my other Instagram got hacked. Oh, that man, which I didn't like that, but I'm trying to get that back. But I got my new one, also disrespectful, because that's my page to when I was working for Disrespectfully Drunk. Are you familiar with that brand? So yeah, so she has a lot of anybody who's listening, you want drinks, dope drinks like Henny Colada and shit like that, like blueberry Henny. She got all that stuff. Like hit up
Dope.
Disrespectfully Drunk, or hit me
Nice.
up. I got you in the New York Tri-State area. So yeah, so basically my Instagram is O_SO_disrespectful. You can catch me over there. Yeah, it's in my
Make sure y'all follow that. Make sure y'all follow that.
Follow him.
You already know.
Yes, and listen,
All right.
and make sure you guys tune in to Respected Journey this Thursday, man, because we got Jace, 1/4 of the group from Soul for Real. We also got
Jace.
Vague
Okay.
coming up,
Hey,
owner, founder of Queen of the Ring Battle Rap League, and so much more. We got a lot shaking, man. O's out here working, fam.
So
Look, and
I could tell you how I know those people. Like, if you want to know, like, Jace, I met him when I was engineering. Like, he was on a show I just walked in. He was on this previous show. So I guess I met him for a second. And, I was engineering. Yeah, so basically he left, but we were in contact on social media sometimes. Now he started a solo career, and now he's on my show. You know what I mean? He's working with me. That was years ago. That was maybe 2015 or something that I saw. Vague. Maybe like 10 years ago, he was doing a show, on the Grind Season show, on the Matrix Studios. But I didn't engineer his show because I wasn't working that day. But anyway, so he was doing a show with Jay Gutter, the Disrespectfully Drunk podcast, the Broken Chill podcast, the Grind Season show. Like, I was working with them for all that show. I've been working with him for a long time. Basically, he's one of the people that I have a good relationship with for years, and it's like, I'll reach out to anybody for him, and he always got me. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, man, we definitely appreciate you pulling up, doing this interview with us.
Thank you. This was dope.
Letting us know what you got going on and everything, man. Because word, man, we look forward to do a lot more work with you, my good brother.
You already.
Definitely. We definitely appreciate it, man. Like we said, make sure y'all tune in this Thursday, 7 p.m. special start time. We do have the two guests coming through, Jace and Vague, stopping through to chop it up with us to find out what's going on in their life, things they got going on. Again, shout out to O for setting that up for us. We definitely appreciate that, my brother. We I know we're gonna have a lot of more connections that we're gonna get done.
This is a dope connect. Yeah, shout out to Jay for
shout out to Gutter.
Okay,
shout out to
Jay Gutter for the third time.
Word.
Because Jay be linking people that end up working together for a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jay
he can sense that good energy.
But
I know him for a long time, and he be connecting. Yeah.
But that goes back to what you were saying. Goes back to what you were saying earlier, man. As long as you're good people, you network, you move right, you do right, things happen, man. So again, shout out to Jay Gutter, man. Straight Gutter with facts, yo. Health is wealth, man. Make sure y'all tune into his podcast as well, yo.
Definitely.
For real.
Definitely. So, once again, thank you for stopping through, my brother. Definitely appreciate it. Again, everybody tap in this Thursday, 7 p.m. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Make sure y'all click that page, follow, subscribe, get the notification bell to know when we live. Y'all see the hashtags up there, and the ads. Follow those on Instagram, TikTok, all the brands there. Same name across the board. Y'all already know it's O_so_disrespectful. So make sure y'all follow my brother here. So y'all already know how we do, man. It's never about the destination. It's always about the journey. And try as they may, they will never be RTJ. And we will catch y'all on Thursday in the building. Holla at your boy.
It's 3 the hard way. 3 the hard way with DJ V Dollar, Miss Dime, and Model Citizen J. It's RTJ the podcast.